of you. We are delighted to have you all join us for an exciting webinar on how to run a Montessori preschool and a successful IIMTT center. I would now like to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed speakers and would take a moment to introduce them briefly. So let me first introduce Dr. Mrs. Bhega Paul. In 1947, she completed her Indian Montessori training in Hyderabad. Following the training program, she worked as a teacher at a private school. In 1979, she established the infrastructure for a Montessori school, which was inaugurated in 1979, named Bhega's Montessori Kindergarten School. After the journey of 46 years, Bhega's Montessori School underwent a tremendous growth with significant upgrades to its infrastructure and increased Montessori activities. She has years of experience in Montessori training, and we are very glad and honored to have you here today, ma'am.
You're welcome. It's my joy to be with you all.
Sure. I'll just quickly admit a couple of more people. Just a moment. Yes. Now I take great pleasure to introduce Munmun Tersa Pancha. She is a dedicated educator and mentor at IIMTT, bringing 17 years of passionate experience in the field of education. Her journey has equipped her with profound understanding of effective teaching methods and steadfast commitment to a holistic development of young minds. Throughout her career, she had the pleasure of working with diverse group of students, each bringing their unique perspective and potential to the classroom. In addition, Tersa has taken up the role and responsibility as the academic and administrative manager with Teeny Beans. We are very happy to have you here, Tersa, with us today.
I'm glad as well, Richa.
Sure. So with the further ado, we'll just get started. So firstly, I would like to understand more, and so I did give everybody an introduction to the Montessori journey that Mrs. Paul had, but we would like to hear from you as well, ma'am. So if you could briefly take us through your journey.
Sure. You want to go with the video, or you want me to?
Ma'am, you can go ahead.
Journey. Yes, okay.
After that, I'll play the video.
Okay, sure. It's an overwhelming joy for me at this stage of my life that God has planned something else, to what I began with. So I have come to an end of my, the education part of it. Montessori schools already been having for 46 years. Though we have not completely done, but now it is being a center, we have gone back seriously about the Montessori teaching methods for our children. And I would like to express my journey with Montessori school, the way the Lord has led me in a wonderful way. It is the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. I always tell my trainees, my teachers, that we need to fear only one, not mankind. God has given all beautiful 5 senses, and we can use those senses in the presence of the Lord who has made us beautifully knitted our 5 senses. Bhega's Montessori School is a government recognized institution functioning under the agencies of Bhega's Educational Society, which has been already registered in 1981. And the body is still running, and senior most people are, they have gone to be with the Lord, but the other generation is still continuing with the Bhega's Educational Society. And now they're registered under the Telangana Society. And we are so fortunate to be blessed with the structure, the place which we thought of it, instead of running in a rented building, which will, long run, which will not be able to, stay there because the owners can take their own decision any moment and we cannot stick on. So I thought, first thing I should own a place. And I went into that place and I searched for a place prayerfully, and God provided me beautiful place. And that place I used it only dedicated to the Montessori school, and it, by God's grace, a small seed which was sown way back in 1979, tiny seed was sown in the field of education, and that in Gautam Nagar in Malkajgiri. It sprouted. grew into a tender plant, later on became a tree of wonder with plenty of branches, with beautiful flowers, buds and fruits representing the Bhega's High School. It grew up to be a full-fledged high school, recognized by the government of Andhra Pradesh then when the Andhra Pradesh and Telangana separated different two states, it took over by Telangana and now it is under Telangana state. It's overwhelming joy for the journey of the Montessori school and my life journey in being an educationist. There is no other profession, beautiful profession than be a teacher. More than a principal, being a teacher, that's the greatest joy. And following after the master teacher who taught me and called me to be a teacher. My master teacher is none other than my savior. I really thank the Lord. I am extremely happy for 46 years of my Montessori school and Bhega's High School under the banner of Bhega's Educational Society. And I am able to accomplish all the wishes children have today. I can say in different world they are in, and they're doing their best with the moral values of life more than their profession work. Their moral life is reflecting the younger generation. Not only younger generation, their families too. That is overwhelming joy for me. Not only making them professional, but making them the true disciples and true leaders of the country, citizens of our country. 24 years when I began, now 75 plus years, God has given me His wisdom, that not my wisdom, to open the Montessori Center. I was teaching, I was praying, I should find a right people to begin with this training. God led me to IIMTT, International Institute of Montessori Teachers Training. I have done IMT, I have done other courses too. I have done my PhD in Christian education in leadership. But that has led me to love the children so much. They became a part of my life. And the word of God for me, it says, unless you become like a little child, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. So I thought, let me build that kingdom on this earth. And that's how my Montessori school is now fully pledged, fully equipped. And my teachers who are with me right now, God will bless them with wisdom, and they will be completing their graduation maybe by end of April, and maybe their graduation ceremony in the month of May, and they'll take over with experience how to take up the activities. And that is my vision, and that is my desire, which will fulfill. 6 to 10, yeah. That's my joy to end with. I thank the Lord for the Montessori training which God has given me. And I'm really enjoying being a partner with you, Richa and Teresa, youngsters again with me. That's my joy. I love to, encourage the youngsters with my experience, and young girls and young women like you will do much more to reach out to the children. I thank for this opportunity. This is the life journey of my Montessori experience.
Thank you, ma'am, for answering that question. I think it is very, very inspiring. And all the women who are here in this call, they're very inspired by your story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So we'll hear from Teresa as well. So if you could take us through your journey with Montessori.
Yeah, sure, Richa. But listening to ma'am, her, it has been an inspiring journey. Listening about it, and although definitely not so many years, but definitely 17 years, 18 years of my career working with little wonders has been a great joy. And also training the teachers is something really, really amazing, because you get to know each and every one personally, connect with them, and then teach them how to train the young learners. That is really amazing. So throughout my career, I have driven I have worked with many schools, I have worked with many institutions, given training to the teachers over there. And when the feedback which comes is when you get a positive feedback, you again get that energy back to work more and strive back, right? So yes, that has initially when I started my teaching career, I have done my trainings definitely, and those trainings have literally helped me so groom as a person. So we should never, I believe that we should never stop giving trainings, going through readings, journals. These are very important for us, because what happens is as soon as we stop doing this, our knowledge becomes stagnant. So training and development is one of the most important keyholes which I feel is important, and what we are up to right now. We are training our young minds, our young teachers to go ahead with their teaching careers, to go ahead and bloom in the society, bloom with little wonders, right? So I am really blessed with whatever I am doing, and I would be continuing this journey going forward. Thank you so much, Richa.
Thank you for answering that. I think it is so amazing to hear from two women talk about how inspiring it is to actually train young teachers who will be training the youth and the generation forward. So moving on, I'll be sharing a small video with everybody. So this is a very nice video of Bhega's Montessori School. Let me just quickly share my screen. a very beautiful video of the Montessori school and the Montessori setup. So we would like to now understand why Montessori education is so important.
I knew the value of education. I knew only education would lead me to read, write, understand, go ahead and think and do things. If I wouldn't have had proper education, I don't think I would have had any knowledge, or I would have been within my four walls of the kitchen or home. But God gave us that wisdom only when we have proper education. That begins from childhood. It begins from childhood and not from adulthood. And the children who learn perfectly from the childhood, they will not part. Even the scripture says that. And that's the value of education, which I began in Bhega's high school. Went on, God's blessings, wonderful. It's only because the wisdom has come from above. I had a vision of opening the Montessori school because I knew Montessori schools are important, because they build holistic development, encouraging independence, creativity, and love for learning. Through child-led activities and carefully prepared environment, children should enjoy the environment first, not with a congested place. Sufficient place for the children to enjoy the environment. And that would, I never went back to spend for the children what I could give them the best environment. And that was my desire. Montessori education emphasizes hands-on learning and exploration, allowing children to develop critical thinking and problem solving. A supportive and nurturing environment fosters self-confidence in them, emotional stability, and also the positive attitude towards learning. Children need to be given freedom to move about, not restricted to certain place. Children learn to collaborate, communicate effectively, and respect others through the group activities and also through interactions. Children were allowed to interact with each other by learning, by doing mistakes, having all kind of mixed feelings with them. But we teachers could understand the little ones' minds, their love. They really imitate us. That's the joy of learning from the children. Montessori classrooms are designed to be stimulating and engaging with carefully selected materials. For the little tiny ones, what is material required for them should be made available. That encourages exploration and learning for the little tiny tots. Teachers act as a guides. Not only acts as a guide, they are the second mother in the school for them. Their love towards the children only can make them to learn. A teacher should always look towards the loving nature of the children, because they imitate their children. And them as a motherly attitude, teachers should take care of them, guide them, learning and development rather than lecturing or dictating. Children of different ages learn together, promoting peer mentorship and social interaction. Montessori education incorporates activities that help children develop to practical skills such as self-care, cleaning, and preparing other activities. Montessori activities are utilized, specially designed for materials to appeal to all five senses of the children. They began with the movements, they began with their hearing, they began with their touch. Everything begins at the right age and appropriate time. Promoting sensory exploration and learning, the Montessori curriculum covers a wide range of subjects. What are they learning? They're learning language, they're learning mathematics, they're learning science, they're learning all kinds of cultures. And such a lovely, the children's attitude and the children's running about and moving about is so lovable. I'm telling you, truly, I've fallen in love with all the children wherever I go. Children are the treasure of our country. Children are the treasure of our homes. Children are treasure of our churches, our homes, society. And at the early childhood, The benefits of the children are developing critical thinking skills, improving social skills, supports emotional development, and also children enhance creativity and imagination, fosters a love of learning, develops a fine motor skills, and support the language development. And this is the confidence the children build at the young age. And that's the joy of opening the school. And then I was having in my heart, I should train my teachers. How can I do this? Only through the training. Teachers, for any work, any art, training is a must. So I thought, why not I open a center, and I started hunting for it. God led me to a beautiful place. God led me to beautiful people around the training center. Not only in the training center, but the franchisor who encouraged as a franchisee in the Telangana, Hyderabad. It gave me encouragement. Meeting Richa first, encountering with the, talking with the church, and doing in the legal way. Everything was done according to the plan. And today I'm proud franchisee to say center is really helping the school, the teachers, the parents, and especially the children. And that was my motive, and God allowed that to happen. Amen.
Thank you, ma'am, for such kind words. Now we'd like to hear from Teresa. You have so many years of experience in the Montessori field. So we would want to learn about why is Montessori education so important, and how is IIMTT bringing an impact in these young teachers?
Well, Richa, if you see, when we talk about Montessori, the first thing which, nowadays it comes to everyone's mind is Montessori is only preschool. They only think about that Montessori is for the young kids. Teachers are supposed to teach the preschoolers. But, as you move ahead, there are various topics which Montessori covers in irrespective of English, irrespective of maths, wherein, we have, in maths, we have decimal systems. In maths, we have fractions. So do you think that in a preschool, kids do decimal system and fractions? Definitely not, right? So what happens is our teachers are trained in such a way that they are able to take up higher classes as well. So Montessori doesn't restrict the teacher to teach only in the preschools. But yes, what is Montessori basically? It is generating auto-education, right? Children are being able to do things on their own through EPL, that's this exercise of practical right. They are independent. We make the children independent. We make the children know how to tie their shoelace on their own, not depending upon their parents. So these are the basic things when they are learning how to eat their food using a spoon. So it's really amazing when your child goes back home and starts eating on their own, tying shoelace, combing their hair, makes things, lives very easy for them as well as for the parents. Next is when, at this age, the child's mind is very absorbent. So what happens is, the brain of the child is in such a way that he or she is being able to grasp a lot of things, even languages. That's the reason, in Teeny Bean's curriculum also you will see we have a foreign language. Then we have French. Why do we say that? Because right now, children are at this age where they can grasp various languages, right? Their minds are very absorbent. It's like a sponge, basically. What happens to a sponge? When you dip a sponge in water and you take it out, the sponge, what it does, it takes up entire water from the bowl, right? So the brain of the child is just the same. We have to teach the child in the correct way, in the correct manner. And where we can teach, it's in the environment around the child. It has to be reachable to the child. We cannot just obstruct things for the child and say, don't touch. So we need to give the child the opportunity of exploring. We need to give the child the opportunity of expressing themselves, their feelings, their emotions. And when we do all these things, automatically what happens is the child becomes connected to you, the child becomes confident, the child loves to do things on his own. That is basically the hands-on learning, what we are emphasizing more on IIMTT also. And what happens is, at this age, the child becomes more independent. So there are a lot of things comes in Montessori, not only exercise of practical life, we also have sensorial, wherein the different senses of the child are being developed, right? And we have beautiful materials which actually helps the child to work on this, work on their senses. Right, we have pink tar, red rods, we have sandpaper, we have brown stairs, we have noise boxes, smelling, tasting bottles. We have lots of things, and they are very attractive for the kids. So when things are very attractive, they will always feel like moving ahead and taking it, doing it on their own. And when they try doing things on their own, automatically they enjoy it, right? And when they enjoy it, what happens? They explore it, their questionnaire part grows, and when they keep on brainstorming it, what happens? Things are very, wide for them. They enjoy it. And your next question is like, I guess, how is IIMTT bringing an impact on the young learners, I guess, right? So if you see, like right now, the International Institute of Montessori Teachers Training, that is IIMTT, plays a very vital role in shaping every young teacher over here, a young educator over here. Basically, they are globally recognized. The curriculum which we have is globally recognized, right? So each and everyone who is getting an opportunity, studying or coming across our curriculum is getting a certificate wherein you can get jobs across the globe. That's why we are saying that globally recognized, and we are having students as such who have got jobs across. Then they get to do hands-on training. So the program includes practical modules wherein the students get to do work with these various kinds of Montessori materials which I spoke about. They are working with those materials, as well as those materials they are being able to train the students also during their internship. So internship is a very important role which I really want to emphasize on in today. Because what happens is, if you want to become a surgeon, suppose, what will you do? You just cannot become a surgeon without going through various operations and surgeries and becoming intern in yourself, right? Similarly, if you want to become a teacher, you definitely need to do your internship. You definitely need to work with the kids, and that IIMTT is giving an opportunity. It gives an opportunity where the student of IIMTT becomes a student, does hands-on training, and then becomes an intern, goes to various schools and does her practice teaching or internship. And also what happens is, the training under the training which the teacher or the student, IIMTT student gets, becomes very confident. And why confident we say? Because whenever the interviews are being conducted, so because they have dealt with all these kind of circumstances, doing hands-on training, doing internships, they have the practical knowledge about all these things. So answering questions during interviews also becomes very easy for them. Because if you are a fresher, you will definitely have a traumatic situation when you enter a panel of members asking you questions. But definitely, if you have worked things practically, if you have done your internship, if you have done your training, if you have a global recognized certificate, you are automatically confident while entering the room, right? At least I would have, definitely. So IIMTT definitely gives a very, a very solemn place for all the students who are doing the course right now, and across India and across the globe, we have lots and lots of students. We have online, offline students who are on regular basis taking up the classes. Yes, Richa.
Thank you. Teresa, I think that was, you gave us a lot of information how beautifully IIMTT is training the teachers and shaping the future of this country. And so, Mrs. Paul, we'll go back to you. So, you have been running a successful preschool school, and of course, you're now running a successful IIMTT center as well. So, we would want to understand, so if somebody who's opening up a new preschool or taking up our IIMTT, partnering with us, what would be your advice to them?
It's a very thoughtful question. The advice is one should have passion first. With that passion and with that desire, I think you will be successful. Whoever it is, have a desire to open a Montessori school and also have a center first, trained teachers are required, which I never had, in my school journey. So I was just seeking, why not, have a center, and that thought came to me at this age. That was not earlier, but God makes things all beautiful according to His own time. And now is the time for us to mold the little ones. So I told my teachers, you all should get into training. You have a place, you're working as a teacher, but you have no training. BEds, all of them are taking care of middle school and high schools. But the kindergarten children needs to know the basic elementary exercises. Teachers need to be trained. That led me to have a sure training center in the school. And today, even I'm blessed, for the first time I'm teaching the adults. I used to teach children, but first time I'm teaching the adults. It's a very, situation is so, the elders coming and sitting, listening, teachers. And there is no other joy to equip them with training. International Institute of Montessori Teachers Training has globally recognized, which I have seen. I've gone through it. Not only me, my education board also has gone through it. Finally, they have agreed. And I have taken up that responsibility of training the teachers. And I'm now wanting that legacy to be continued, because I know I'm climbing the ladder. How long I will climb the ladder, I'm not sure about it, but God will take the legacy up of the Montessori school, which began in 1979, which will continue for the years to come. And that is one desire. I really thank the IIMTT specializes in providing education, not only education, training support, also information, very friendly way of dealing. Our master trainer was also, when she was interacting with me and Sindhu, she interacted so well, and we could feel that there is some kind of relationship is built up. And that relationship we bring into practice, practically for the children and for the staff, because we all are mentors. We all are encouraging one another. And I really thank the Diploma in Montessori Teachers Training provides well-recognized globally ISO certification. I told the teachers, I know it is, you have to learn, you have to work. It's not that everything unless we learn. When I could do my PhD when I was 61 years, you are so young, you can do this. So that encouragement is given to my teachers, and the school is also cooperating, the society is cooperating with me, and my mentors are also there with me, all those who have supported me with this venture and with this new vision of mine. And I know IIMT will surely bring out many more franchises, because God will open the door for them when we see our teachers work hard, and when we, time to time, when we share our vision, how we could develop with hardships, overcoming all hurdles. I already faced a number of hurdles, now only I'm facing, but we know how to overcome them, not to give up. What you have started, I know IIMTT is operating through the franchisee model, and we, the franchisees, should be strong enough to take up the responsibilities what we have began with, allowing the individuals, institution to offer Montessori teacher training courses. Come on, there are so many well-established institutions. Why not we go and influence them, giving an example of our children and influence them. Days will come, children has to be learning independently. In India, especially in India, we depend on servants in the house. We depend on so many others. We are not self-sufficient. If you go to other countries, everything they have to do on their own. You will not have any labor class coming and helping you out. But children should learn that right age, and this is the right. Only Montessori trained teachers can give this foundation to the early childhood. And I really appreciate when IIMTT offers online training modules also. They allowed us, those who want to join us, and the centers for the practical weekly ones, at least they can come and utilize their training And that's what I have done in the school. And I have sent you all the videos about that. And it was a first test for my Montessori teachers. And they have done, I had 5 judges, and one or two judges are on the screen now, and they're there, and they have judged the teachers' work, how they have done, along with trainees and the students. Children have done a wonderful job. I salute IIMTT for your supports.
Thank you, ma'am, for such kind words. So, Mr. Essa, we would like to understand from you, you've been in this early childhood education. So how important it is to have a good curriculum in a school? How do you think the curriculum plays a role when somebody is running a preschool?
Yeah, it's very important. An International Institute of Montessori Teachers Training significantly impacts the young teachers, not the aged or anybody. Only young teacher can mingle, sit with them, follow them, go wherever, they can run with them and do many things. But elderly people, it is not that easy. While training was going on, I was not able to sit on the floor and do the exercise for the children. It was tough for me. But teachers equipping themselves with the global standards, innovative ideas, technical ideas, and opportunities for professional development, ultimately leading to improve the teaching skills. And there will be Montessori training, which is taken. I have learned only IMT, very little bit I know. But now I am gaining so much of knowledge in the early childhood education. I was concentrating on best results on high school level, but now I am concentrating my life journey with the little children, where they can improve and make a lots of difference in the society. That is the greatest professional development, ultimately leading to improved teaching skills and also the students' outcome. That is the greatest. Some of them are, I would like to bring them out. Curriculum, how we maintain, how we teach them. The book which has given to us, the practical book, is leading us in the correct direction. And also the theory part is teaching the teachers how they have to learn through certain methods. And even the post-graduation books it is really interesting for the professor who is learning now to be a early childhood education. He says, ma'am, it is more love to learn these small children than grown-up adults. We cannot change them. We can change the young generation. That's the joy of people coming forward in the post-graduation. The institute can ensure its program, global standards, teaching, training, incorporating with the children. The best benefit is you have a school there, center, KG section center is there, school is there. They're related together. I expect everyone, whoever has a desire for the training, you can have a small school in your own home, provided you have little good hall. You can begin with few children. You can, if you can win some children in the practical methods, life skills, they will grow up to be the best students in the high school level. I think you all can begin within your 4 walls. It's not that you need a big structure, but needed environment, clean and neat, hygienic, well-disciplined manner, surely collaborating with the top colleges and universities. You can do it. From where this child has come, the foundation has laid. That is the importance for us. Opening a center, having a training, doing practically deeds will not lead us to perfection. So I always encourage my teachers, and my teachers are learning through mistakes. Only through mistakes, through failures, we have success. And to do something successfully, we need to have a pain, and only when we have a pain, there is gain, and we can win. And that's my motives behind the Montessori. All those who have desire to open, or all those who have desire to have a training center, fully make yourself, yes, I can do it, and I can show the compassion towards the children. There is no other joy than with the little children, the learners, the beginners. And tomorrow they are the future citizens and a perfect leaders of our country.
Definitely, ma'am. Absolutely agree with you. So we'll go to Mr. Essa now. So, Mr. Essa, if you could help us understand, like I was asking ma'am also, why is it important to have a good preschool curriculum? How important the curriculum is?
So, what is a good curriculum? So, when we are talking about a curriculum, what do you think is a good curriculum? A good curriculum is basically the backbone, of the preschool. I feel it that way. Because what happens is, definitely the infrastructure is there, definitely trained teachers are there, everything is there. But if you have a good curriculum to follow, the teachers have a good supportive curriculum to follow with proper lesson plans, which they need to follow. What happens is, everything becomes well structured, right? So And what happens is this gives a smooth flow to the school. Everything becomes very smooth, everything becomes very easy, and that builds up a strong foundation for a future education. Without it, even the best infrastructure falls short, right?
Yes.
So now when I'm talking about a good curriculum, so, let me talk about EYFS curriculum. So, what is basically an EYFS curriculum? The EYFS, that is the early years foundation stage, is basically a framework from UK that sets standards for the learning and development care for the children. Okay, so it's basically a British curriculum where we basically enforce on holistic development of the child. It's so important at this moment. So in this curriculum, we are more focused on holistic development, play-based learning, where children are being able to connect personally, socially, emotionally with each other and the environment, where their physical, they are developing on their physical structures, where they are working on their mathematical skills, linguistic skills. So when they are working on so many features, that is the 7 learning areas of EYFS, which are very important. So automatically, what happens is it enhances the child, right? The child grows holistically. So in TD Beans, we basically follow the EYFS curriculum. So now, when I'm talking about curriculum, the most important thing is how the teachers will get the curriculum and what they are supposed to do, basically. So if you see, if they are having a proper lesson plan, now when in teachers training, we teach the students basically how to prepare a lesson plan, right? So now if they get a well constructed lesson plan, so what else do the teachers need? They need to basically follow the lesson plan which is mentioned, right? So what are the activities, what are the craftings, what are the circle time topics, what are the Montessori materials to be used to introduce that particular topic, and what are the games you should play in a particular topic. So what happens is a teacher needs to just take up the class. If she is having all these things sorted with her, right? What worksheets she has to do. So when she is following all these kinds of things together, right, under one frame, and if it is digitalized, think how much benefit the teacher will get, how much smoothly the classes will run, and it will be like an asset to the teacher also. It will be less of hard work, smart work, and more of engaging to the students, right? What audio visuals? Now, suppose if I want to show a phonics video to the child. Now, what is the teacher supposed to do? She needs to go through the Google, because though she knows the phonics properly, definitely in IIMTT, we have a curriculum where we are focusing on phonics, but definitely to engage the students, we need a little bit of audio-visual versions also. Now, if you have a ready audio-visual version where you just need to go and click, just imagine how much easy it will be for the students. And easy for the teacher as well, right? So, if we have a well-constructed curriculum with proper lesson plans, with digitalized, everything digitalized, so with proper audio books, so all these things, if a curriculum is having, it becomes very easy for a teacher to teach. I remember my starting journey, the years when I had started I was very young that time, very tiny, lean girl, I started my career. So at that point of time, I was in my training, I remember they had taught me how to prepare a lesson plan. Now, whenever I went to teach in a class, before that, I remember 3 months before I had to prepare a proper constructed lesson plan to teach the class. And definitely my mentors were there to guide me how to prepare a lesson plan, whether I was having the correct chapters, the brain BCL, that is brain compatible learning questions were there or not, HOTS questions were there or not, whether X factor of the questions were there or not. So there were a lot of things a teacher had to brainstorm, right? And now I think if I had a TD Beans curriculum like that, with a proper lesson plan given to me, like these are the questions you have to ask, these are the activities you have to do, these are the games you have to play, how sorted life would be, right? So definitely a well-constructed curriculum with proper lesson plans, digitalized access is very, very important and helps. Thank you, Richa.
Thank you. I think everybody now understands how important it is to have a very good curriculum. And now that we are moving into a digital edge, everything having digitally is so useful and becomes a lot more relevant and convenient. So I think we have learned today a lot about Montessori, how Montessori works, the age group, how important it is to have a good curriculum. So I think everybody has gathered a lot of knowledge about opening up a Montessori preschool, be it a training center. So everybody in the webinar, I think they're very glad that they've joined in, because with both of yours experience, so many years of experience in this Montessori field.